This is more of a foundational. The inbound principle is actually the foundation of the methodologies that we use in all of those roles. That's why this is super important. Theoretical, pero this is super applicable to everything that you'll be doing moving forward if you push through with a career in digital. Let's go. Let's get started. So our agenda, we'll talk about inbound principles, what is inbound methodology, how it applies to inbound marketing, to inbound sales, and inbound customer service. As you progress with all these certification, with all these trainings, with all the tasks that hopefully you guys will get into in the near future, we will use this inbound philosophy in all of those. So that's why ganun na lang yung ano natin dito, emphasis natin dito. So to give you a better visuals on how this fits in the real world, in a real business. So you can look at it this way. So there's a business, diba? Of course, there's a lot of different functions or departments in a business. You have your marketing, you have sales, customer service, obviously human resource, yung ating recruiters, yung IT, a lot of different departments. Pero what the only things we'll train you for is mostly all of it are within these three important functions of businesses: marketing, sales, and customer service. Marketing is actually subdivided into two major type of marketing. You have your traditional and then the modern. Technically, modern are mostly the digital. Traditional is your print, yung ating TV, radio, magazines, yun yung ating traditional market, billboards, diba? And then modern is yung ating mga websites, social media. Every role that we have that we're training you for is under the modern marketing, which is also subdivided into two major types, which is inbound and outbound. Now you see how this makes sense. By the way, if you have questions, think about them now. We'll answer that later on. We'll have a Q&A section, and I highly encourage you to ask questions, especially those things that aren't clear with you sa certification, so you get a sense out of it. Here's an actual definition. So what is inbound? Inbound is a business methodology that attracts customers by creating valuable content experiences tailored to them. Let's focus on the keywords, valuable content. Back in the day, marketing is mostly one way. Yung ating mga companies, they promote their products, we see their billboard, you've seen them, di ba? But you don't really have a way to respond to it. They create commercials on TV. You don't really have a way to respond to it. It's one way. This day and age, most marketing that's happening, modern marketing, are happening on a two-way conversation. And it usually starts by businesses or organizations creating contents. By contents, we've seen videos, we've seen blogs, articles, social media posts. All of these are actually part of inbound. And the other part is experiences tailored to them. By tailored meaning, depending kung ano yung profile mo, they create a content that is based off what your demographics is. For example, like back in the day, or even up to now, diba? If you watch TV, if you see a diaper commercial, even if you don't have a kid, you don't really need diaper, you see their commercials, diba? Pero it's a waste of eyeball for you kasi like you're never gonna be a customer, diba? Because you're not gonna buy diapers at all. That's not tailored to them, to us, diba? But these days, the marketing that works actually was tailored to your target audience. So ganun yung principle ng inbound. You create valuable content and experiences tailored to them. And the good news is it makes it easier if you have a tool like HubSpot, and also if you have roles that are tailored to be able to do that. Kung yung mga companies ay may ganong skill set. And that's where these trainings comes in. That's where you guys, if you become specialists for inbound marketers, comes in. Because every company basically needs this now. Every organization in the world needs to align with inbound, because we don't respond to generic advertising anymore or generic selling. We want the experience to be tailored to us as customers, and the same thing all around the world. That's why ganun ka in demand yung mga roles na ito. So while outbound marketing interrupts your audience with content they don't always want, yung digital marketing, it doesn't only happen sa inbound. Technically may outbound din. You see yung mga ads natin sa YouTube, di ba? Yung mga ini-skip natin. Bakit natin sila ini-skip? Because they interrupt us. A lot of times we're not interested with those ads because it's not tailored to us. That's actually outbound. People who are sending us text message na they're trying to sell us something. that's usually outbound. So it's interrupting, and it's usually not a good experience for people. That's why what we wanted to teach you, what to train you on, is to create marketing and sales and customer service that's not interrupting people. That's why it should be inbound. Inbound marketing forms connections that they are looking for and solves problems they already have. So one of the major aspect ng inbound is we understand how to create content that actually solve problems, is that is what creates good experience. So I know this sounds theoretical right now. It's all concepts, but it will all make sense once you start actual activities and how it connects to inbound in general. So let's say in the future, okay, I want to be an email specialist. You have this in mind. Okay, is this email actually a valuable content? Will it create a good experience for my customer? Will it not interrupt people? And finally, will it actually solve someone's problem? So you'll have that checklist. Whatever role is, whether napili mo is social media, whether napili mo is website design, whether napili mong role is email marketing or CRM specialist, all of those roles actually will use this principle. That's why it's super super important. So the inbound methodology. Paano ba talaga? How do I proceed with implementing inbound to what I do? In fact, this is applicable even if you're on your own business actually. Even if you're not working to an organization, you can implement it on your own, let's say, online store, on your own Facebook selling. We can use this actual methodology. Let's go through it and then I'll give you examples. So attract. The first thing you wanted to do is to attract people on your brand. For instance, your Shopify store, your Facebook page, or whatever platform using your website. Drawing in the right people with valuable contents and conversations that establish you as a trusted advisor with whom they want to engage. With this exact definition, do you actually see an actual example that you're on now? In fact, I attracted you guys. Now, in this case, you're not customers, but you are valuable assets to the company if you actually finish this trainings. Kasi, if you understand inbound and you can do your role, we can easily get us as a company. You can easily get new clients kasi we have people who can deliver inbound methodologies to those companies. So that's really our goal for you guys and for ourselves as well, that you know how to do this to attract people. And then based on this definition, drawing in the right people, take note, right people. You don't just, for example, Facebook page mo, you don't just get likes for likes, di ba? If it's someone na wala namang value sa company mo, it's not the right people, di ba? If it's not gonna be a customer or not gonna be someone who would promote your page, then why get likes for the sake of getting likes? So that's one of the main principle of inbound. It's not about how many people you're getting, but the right people. Start valuable content. Yan, paulit-ulit yung content. Laging gagawa ng content. That's why, I don't know if we on the choices, we have content writers. Is that super, super important? That's one of the most valuable skill na hinahanap talaga ng mga companies ngayon. Someone who able to create content. Conversations. That's why we have to have people who knows to answer inquiries, diba? Who knows customer service, kasi we create content to create eventually conversations. This works for any platform, whether you're starting a YouTube channel, for example. You want to create the content and then you wanted to get comments and then you talk to them. Whatever your end goal is, to get customers, to get views, that's always the process. You create content and you start conversations. And eventually, you become a trusted advisor with whom people would want to engage. Speaking of engagement, that's the second stage. So presenting insights and solutions that align with their pain points and goals, so they are more likely to buy from you. In this case, we're not asking you to buy anything, diba? Pero we want to make sure that we're presenting you insights and solutions that is aligned to your pain points. In your case, like your pain points is, okay, I want to develop in my career, for example. Your pain points is, I don't have the skills. So that's what we're presenting to you. Let's use a different example. I also sell real estate. I attracted people that are interested to buy a house. I present them insight. Okay, this house is the right fit for you, a solution for you. Then they might want to buy in the future. This is the modern way of marketing, because we have the tools now. We have the internet, and we have the way to engage with people. So attract, engage, and finally, delight, or in short, make them happy. For instance, you guys, example, we really make you happy, you learn something from us, you actually get actual jobs and make your career better. There's a good chance that you actually will promote us as well. And you'll be our sort of advocate, diba? Providing help and support to empower your customers to find success with their purchase. So that's what we do with our service as well in digital marketing. So whenever we get a client, do as much as we can. We try our best to make them happy because they're the best marketers for us moving forward. They'll be the one who will promote us. They'll tell us to their friends, and that flywheel sort of model continue rolling. And speaking of flywheel, we have this thing here. So how it works. You probably seen this on the certification for those who are already taking the certification. So when customers find success and share that success with others, it attracts new prospects to your organization, creating a self-sustaining loop. Whenever you make a sale, what you wanted to make sure is check if they're happy. So in HubSpot, there are multiple ways to do that. There's surveys, there's feedback forms. So you can check their satisfaction level. For those who are in the customer service industry, they know this concept, yung ating NPS, saka CSAT, yun, customer satisfaction. NPS is Net Promoter Score. It's industry standards for getting how happy someone is. So you see this wheel here, this orange wheel. Again, this is something that you probably see on the certification. So everything starts with marketing, diba? You promote your business, you promote your services, and then eventually you make a sale. And then eventually you wanted to make them happy. And that cycle goes on and on. And the best news here is all of them can be done within a CRM like HubSpot. So all of these concepts that I'm sharing to you guys now, this is not doable just in HubSpot. You can do this in all other platforms, and you can even do this without a platform. But the HubSpot just make it so much easier and so much more efficient. So ayan, these few items here, these are some of the digital elements, skills that you'll definitely gonna learn if you continue your journey with us. Kaya we chose to ask you what your preferred, because we'll try and discover ano ba yung specialty path na para sa inyo, para you don't get overwhelmed kasi there's way too many information, and what we wanted is to actually get there the soonest possible way, kasi what we're after is you actually either get a full-time role, shift a career, or do it one step at a time, medyo pa freelance lang muna. Actually, we want to use more of the term contractor or consultant than freelance, because freelance is, there's a bad connotation to it na it's pwede kang mawala if you're freelance. Like if I hire a freelancer, parang if they want to quit, they can quit anytime, parang ganon, though it's not true all the time. But if you're a consultant, you get some sort of level of respect more than freelance. Like freelance is someone you hire to do something, but consultants like us, they actually need us because they are struggling with something. Going back to the original, to the first few slides, diba? They need someone who will solve their problems. Consultants does. What we're after is gain that skill until you have that continuous learning mentality, and then you can get to that consultant level. And best of all, I think being a consultant get paid more, to be honest. So we want you to be consultant in this space. So again, we've been talking about the flywheel, and we want you to really internalize and, in fact, get this into your system. This is now the model that most huge companies use. Amazon, Apple. We see in e-commerce platforms, there's the review system, the referral system. Like you can refer the product to someone else. That's a flywheel model, because the customers is usually your best marketers. The company name FlyHub comes from the flywheel. The word fly comes from the word flywheel, and then the hub is for HubSpot. So FlyHub is like we're helping companies grow efficiently using the flywheel method. That's why this is super super important for us. Flywheel is a business model adopted by HubSpot to illustrate the momentum your organization can gain by prioritizing and delivering exceptional customer service. So, sobrang importante yung customer service. That's why, it's always something that we focus on. As again, your customers is your best marketers and even best sales people. It's easier to maintain a customer than to actually get a new one. So, you might as well follow this model. As you can see here, every company start with strangers. Like you guys start with us as strangers. We don't know each other. Well, some of you I know personally. And then eventually, through our certifications, some of you I would know if you're a right prospect. If you actually want this, or if you're actually capable of doing this. We would know that as we go along. Eventually, you're not our customers in this case. You are. We want you to become actual, not just trainees, but actual inbound skilled digital professionals. You guys will actually promote us and get more people to work with us and be partners if we do it right. We want to walk the talk, diba? We're doing it right now, and we want you guys to do it as well. The same exact model. So you think about it every day. Is what I'm doing actually is aligned to the inbound philosophy? Is that something that will actually create a flywheel? I think the best part of using a flywheel model is actually it's a snowball effect. Like it keeps on rolling, keeps on getting bigger until the point that it's actually a machine. Might not make sense right away, pero this is a philosophy that I've been following. I'll do this for my business. I'm doing it right now, and I hope you guys too, using inbound and flywheel methodology. The next thing you wanted to know is how exactly do you use inbound and flywheel, whether it's on your for your employer or for your own business. So number one is have to know, of course, the attracting strategies. You reach your audience. Start by creating publishing content, blog articles, content, social media, and make sure you provide value. That's why you see the roles that you've chosen for the social media. There's email, there's content marketers, there's web page designers. All of them geared towards creating contents. Ganon ka-importante yung content sa inbound strategies and modern marketing. You probably heard the term content is king. That's what it is. That's what exactly what it is. Probably 60-70% of our efforts is actually creating content. You create YouTube videos. This is basically a content. You create write-ups. You create social media content. You create trainings. This is a content. So you gotta start to put yourself into that mindset to be able to create content. That's what the social medias are for, not for chismisan, not for just news, but to be you actually being a creator as well, to be able to create content. If you want to get hired, for example, for a type of job that you wanted, start creating content on LinkedIn, or just reshare content on LinkedIn. That's already content creation, and you actually attract the right companies and the right rackets if you start doing that on LinkedIn. Even on Facebook, that's doable. Of course, you wanted to engage. So what are some engaging strategies? Ensure you're communicating and dealing with leads and customers in the way that makes them want to build long-term relationship with you. You see what I just did there? This training is actually a content that I want to build long-term relationship with you guys. So no catch. We want to build relationship. By training you and you working for us, we're actually engaging. You can do that in a lot of multiple ways. We do that in our YouTube channel. So shameless promotion. We have a YouTube channel called House Caraan. It's about family. We build a lot of connections and relationship engagement with a lot of people in that channel, thousands of them, because of the contents we publish there. That's also inbound marketing. And last but not the least, of course, you want to make sure they're happy, right? So you can see that. Do they like your videos? Do they share it? That's also a measure of the lightness of your audience in that case. So involve your team members becoming advisors and experts who assist customers at any point in time. So that's a delighting strategies. In our case, in FlyHub, we want you guys to be trained also to becoming advisors. Consultants are actually advisors. If you guys get through this and be an expert in your chosen path, you can become advisors. So this is more on the tactical level. So if we're doing this is probably one of the first thing that any company that will go into inbound will ask for, like, exactly what are the activities that we should do. Okay, so you as an advisor, mini cheat sheet. Here's what you tell them exactly. So your business needs to be able to attract, engage, and delight your customers. To attract customers, here's some of the things you can do. You create ads, either Facebook or Google ads or Bing ads or LinkedIn ads. You learn that in future sessions. Or your business definitely need videos. The first thing you should do is create a YouTube channel, upload videos on your YouTube. You can also do blogs. You definitely should be in social media and you have to have a content strategy. So this is general advice. Exactly the first thing an inbound specialist will do. Of course, you're not gonna be specialist right away in every aspect, diba? If your chosen path is social media, for example, okay, so I'll handle social media. I'm an expert in social media, but what we need to do is to outsource, find other specialists for the other things that we need to do. Okay, we need to have a video expert, a blogging expert, an ads expert, and a content strategist. So meron ka na, may role ka na, di ba? Where can you get the other roles? Well, that's what we're trying to build here. Actually, I have a lot of contacts that I've built throughout the years. If I need someone that do ads, specialist for Google, so I outsource them. Again, your first goal is to get one of these, to be an expert in one of these, to be an advisor in one of these. Okay, that's your attract strategies. Now you wanted to engage. Okay, what do we need to build to engage? We need to have someone who knows lead flows, someone who knows email marketing. We have to do email marketing, lead management, conversational bots, marketing automation. It's okay if you don't understand everything, all of these for now, but these are some of the things that you eventually would have to understand. So there's a concept in not just in marketing but in digital in general. It's called T-shape, a marketer or a salesperson. Put it in marketing terms for now. T-shaped marketer. That means you are well versed, meaning you understand at least the basics of all the different concepts. You don't have to be a master of all of them, but you have to specialize in one. So it's that's why it's T-shaped. Almost like jack of all trades, master of one. But it doesn't mean that you just leave all the other concepts. Ito naman, more of focus in sales. Yung isa is more focused on marketing. So same concept, di ba? You attract strangers, they become leads, you qualify them, they become opportunities, and then become customers. Throughout this whole journey, all of it, yung ating inbound concepts still applies. Want to make them aware, consider you as on their purchase, and then they make a decision. We're not gonna focus on this too much because there's not a lot of you are salespeople, but for those who are, I already talked to a couple of people who have potential to become more of sales experts, and will focus on this. But for most of you guys, I think you're more on the marketing side. And last but not the least is comparison of inbound and outbound. You'll probably see this on the certifications as well. As you can see, attracting qualified leads through inbound marketing. The other one is cold outreach to people who haven't expressed interest in your product. It's super hard for those, especially for those who has experience selling on the phone. It's so much easier to talk to someone who already know you, who already seen your product, instead of a total stranger. Sobrang hirap. I've been in customer service and sales 7 years, 8 years before I went to digital marketing. It's a nightmare to sell to someone who is a complete stranger. And we used to do that a lot. Like we cold call people, and that's the wrong strategy right away. Like you want to sell the way you want to be sold to. Like for me, I want to do my own research before I actually buy something. I want to watch blogs first. I want to see the review on Lazada. I want to make sure that I look at comparison websites, especially it's an expensive product. And most companies don't do that. Like if you research for the company, they don't even have a website. They don't have proper social media. They don't have videos on YouTube. So how can you make the research, diba? And that's where we come in. These companies that you find, they don't have YouTube channels. They don't have proper social media. They don't have websites. This is big opportunities for you guys. Whatever you learn from here, you can do it outside. What we're after is we find people who can learn this kasi there are literally thousands of companies who need this kinds of services right now. But we don't have enough people who are skilled enough to do this. That's why we're here. That's why we're all here. So we can learn together and be good at this. Kasi there's a huge opportunity outside. So I hope this is making sense. Exploring qualified leads goals to or challenges to assess whether your offering is good fit for the qualified leads or not. I've heard a classmate one time. I wouldn't name, of course. He's a salesperson. He's a real estate agent. He told me, I'm a good salesperson, so I can sell anything. I don't believe that. Every product has to be a good fit. Else, yes, you can sell to someone, but you stop at selling because they're not gonna be happy because it's not the right fit. We're not after that. We're after completing the whole flywheel model. Because if they did that, I could have been one of their best marketer because I'm literally a marketer. And most people are like that. I'm sure you're like that right now. You want to be satisfied with your purchase, obviously. And that mindset, you wanted to do that with other people as well. And that's exactly the philosophy of inbound sales, inbound marketing, inbound customer service, completing that whole journey. And advising leads on how offering is uniquely positioned to address their needs. Yeah. Some companies just don't care. They just care about selling you something. And what they don't realize is it actually is detrimental to their own business, because you're supposed to help sell them and be a promoter. But since they don't care, then it's their loss. And the best news is all of these things that we just talked about, we can actually train you for. We can actually do it in HubSpot. That's the best part. So again, it can be done without HubSpot, but it will realize how it will become so much easier for companies to do that. So if we advise a company, hey, we can actually build you a flywheel model. So what's that? We'll help you attract, engage, and delight your customers. So again, what's that? What do we do? You go back to the slides. Okay, here's some of the things we can do. Create ads, you can create videos, you can blog, and then to engage, you can create. Yes, again, this is cheat sheet. We can have better cheat sheets than this. What's important is that you now have a framework in mind, like an outline, diba? If you see someone, a company, oh, okay, they can use my services. Then here's your cheat sheet. Or you can go back to HubSpot, and all of these guides are there actually. I wanna give time to more to question and answer, because I'm sure these are a lot of new concepts that new for a lot of people. But I hope you don't get overwhelmed. What we're after here is the concept first, the idea, the guiding principles that will help us navigate. Because I've mentioned the training isn't easy, the whole learning process isn't easy, but the actual jobs actually super super easy. The benefits of getting through this training is that much. So I hope you continue